We're losing 1,000 of them every day, World War II veterans.
And as unbelievable as it seems, someday soon there will be no one who can speak firsthand of what it was to conquer the greatest challenge of the 20th century. Before that time comes, there's Oklahoma honor flights and a special day for the greatest generation of Oklahoma's own. When they were boys and the world had gone mad, they were charged with wresting it back from tyrants.
Horrible experience. By the time the war was over, I see blood, I wanted to run.
Joe Wilson, a battlefield medic with the 45th, 511 days of combat.
I can shut my eyes and they'll see all that.
And Dachau.
It was horrible, horrible, horrible.
70% of my flights were perfect.
Irvin Rickey, reconnaissance photographer, 8th Air Force. He can show you the original photos he took 30,000 feet above the D-Day beaches and shot down on his mother's birthday. He still tastes the bitterness of 5 months in a German prison camp.
And for 153 days, that was what I lived off of, was one piece of bread. Molded bread.
Ola Grider, Army engineers, behind the gears of a steel-plated bulldozer, told to break through the French hedgerows, facing down German machine guns and mortars.
And that makes you grow up pretty fast.
He can still hear the cries of his truck driver and best friend Woody, who stepped on a mine.
Laying there in that snow and looking around, he said, first thing he said was, I'll never be able to drive a truck anymore.
My sergeant was, you might say, killed right in front of me.
And when Earl Foster pulls that photo off the wall and the boys stare back across the ages, boys filled with uncertainty and bravado and fear, he remembers the 223 of them who struggled into that cold and snowy valley at the Bulge and the 22 who limped back out.
Well, you get to thinking about it and it's hard.
The boys who stormed ashore on Anzio and Omaha and Iwo Jima need help these days.
Sitting down?
And they get it this morning from the young men who wear the uniform now. Before sunrise, they've gathered for this last mission. Invited by Oklahoma Honor Flights, an organization that paves the way for these men to travel to Washington, D.C. so they can visit the National World War II Memorial in a whirlwind one-day trip. When the memorial opened in 2004, there was a chorus of criticism. The National Mall was the wrong place, the architecture vainglorious and trite, the 56 granite pillars representing the states and territories of 1945 irrelevant to the war effort. But look where they head first. Everyone wants a photo beneath the Oklahoma pillar. And then amidst the crush of tourists, they go looking for the boys they once were and the friends who never came home.
My buddies that I lost from school, I feel them. I'm looking at it for them.
Watch them as they make their rounds, finding the battles they survived, carved in granite.
And I could even smell the stench.
Secrets never spoken, and nightmares from which they can never awaken.
And there's times that I did things that I didn't want to be doing. I have killed when I didn't want to be killing.
Earl Foster came to find that buck sergeant who died in front of him.
I can see him sitting there under that tree.
Joe Wilson, all those boys he was helpless to save.
Kind of gets to you. Just brings back lots of memories.
And for Irvin Rickey, it's those friends who died the day before his plane was shot from the sky, trying to carry out the same mission.
I thought about them so much.
After all the brutality they saw, all they managed to survive, they couldn't imagine there'd ever be another war.
Then come along and find out we was all wrong.
So for anyone who still cares, while they're still here to remind us, look in homes across Oklahoma, far from their grand Washington Memorial. On the back walls where old men hang the memories that matter to them most, you'll find loves long lost and moth-eaten uniforms and ribbons earned in dirty, miserable, ghastly places. Dusty corners where their war has never ended.
It still gets, brought up once in a while.
And hidden hallways where their buddies finally find their peace.
Pray that it's all over for them and they're in good hands.
At our website, you'll find an extended version of this story and a link to Oklahoma honor flights. They're planning another trip to Washington next spring, departing from Tulsa this time. And there you'll find information on making the trip or contributing, so more veterans can see their memorial.